All right. Well, we are here. Heidi, we're back.
We are back at it.
Back at it. So I got a video for you today.
Okay.
You have no idea what this video is, right?
I do have not.
No idea.
From the far reaches of the internet, it could come. I have no idea.
Cool. So this video is interesting because this is a topic we've actually talked about before.
Okay.
And I want to see if, since we've talked about it, your opinions have matured. Okay, because this is about cheating. And when you catch like one of your friends in a friend group cheats. So here we go.
Okay.
I wouldn't be with y'all while y'all are out actively cheating. I was never there.
Yes, you was.
When all my partners was cheating, they knew to keep it away from me.
No, they didn't.
When they were doing it, they would invite other people and leave Keenan home.
Are Keenan snitching?
No, Keenan ain't snitching nothing.
All right then.
Oh, no, I would definitely snitch. Yeah,
What?
I would snitch.
Why? What?
What?
I don't condone cheating. I don't condone cheating. I'm like, it's either you tell her or I'm gonna tell her.
Oh my God.
I'm snitching.
Keenan. Ew.
You sure you don't want to retract that?
No.
The thing is, it's not like you're necessarily wrong.
What?
But I'm not trying to hear that.
I'm snitching.
You're not wrong, but I ain't trying to hear that shit.
We don't need this moral high ground. We're trying to get some bad.
You gonna go back to the nigga? You know.
I wouldn't do it like that. I would be like, you don't know what your man be doing when he be leaving. It's all the same thing. However you say it boils down to that's what it is.
You gonna tell your man's either you tell her what you're doing or I'm gonna tell on you?
After the first time?
You say you don't get a couple tries at it first? You don't get a couple forgiveness strokes?
Like, it's like, you know, that's the first one? I mean, one's normal.
Where's the booty grace? You know?
Yeah, the booty grace.
Where's that? Come on, don't I get a few? You know?
Mulligan, huh?
Right, yeah, exactly. Shoot, at least you get at least what, 3 strokes, not 3 strikes.
Wow.
Oh, no.
So what are your thoughts on that? Since we've had that conversation before, I know we talked about like, you know, if you have a group of friends, would you necessarily out your friend if you found out? First of all, have you ever been in that situation?
Have I ever been in that situation? I feel like I could say that there have been situations where, you know, I have. Yeah, there have been situations.
You were the doer or the doee, I guess, the friend that had to participate, the one that was actively doing it?
There have been situations.
So you've been both sides of the coin.
There have been
You're
situations.
Just like, I'm the whole man. Okay, you've been both sides of it. Fine. I guess in this case, when you were the one doing it, did you expect that level of loyalty for your friends to be like, yo, I want to hear about it? Like, would you brief them on the situation? Like, you're going to come through the party, they knew the girl who you're dating, and you brought the new girl around. And did you give them a heads up or you just brought her around recklessly and expected them to just cover for you?
So it's funny that you asked even this thing. I think it depends. You got to know who you're dealing with.
Okay.
And so in that way, I mean, know your friends. Okay. And know I have friends that we've known each other for a very long time. And so there's perhaps more of an understanding.
Shorthand.
Some things don't need to be explained.
Okay.
You know, there are other, you know, newer friends where maybe like, hey, just so you know, just to make you aware. So, because I don't want to put people in situations where, you know,
this isn't Jessica. I met Jessica. Well, that was your girl. Who's this
person here? I don't want to put anybody in an uncomfortable situation.
Okay.
So, you know, then it would be, I think, courteous to at least give a pre-briefing.
This is the rundown. Okay.
Just a pre-briefing of like, oh, well, yeah, what the situation or scenario is. And I think when it comes to the flip side of it, you know, I make an effort not to insert myself into other people's relationships unnecessarily. And when it comes to how they navigate what their interactions are, really up to them. I may or may not be privy to all of what that looks like or what that entails.
Right, but they're putting you in the situation, though. It's not like you're out watching it happen and they just happen to walk by. I'm saying, like, if your friend is hosting a party, like a get-together at his house, and they're going to bring their girlfriends, and they're like, yeah, bring your girl, bring a shorty, and you bring this new girl. Like...
See here, that becomes a deeper issue because not only are you asking your friends to go along, you're asking who they bring to go along with it as well.
That's right. The plot does thicken.
Yeah, that thickens it quite
unnecessarily.
It gets real cemented real quick. Yeah. That's how you get stuck. Like, that is a whole different maneuver right there.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. That is a maneuver I don't think most men would even dare try.
No.
I saw a video, and hopefully I can find it. I saw a video about a girl talking about how she had 3 dudes. She was talking to this guy she was dating. There's this like trend that's called like we listen, but we don't judge. Where you say stuff that you've been keeping secret in your relationship and you're not judged, your partner doesn't judge you. And this girl was talking about the first time she met this guy that she's now dating, and she was like, yeah, that day you helped me move. Those other 2 guys that helped me move, I was dating them also.
We listen and we don't judge.
Remember when I knew you for like 4 days and you helped me move my apartment and a couple other guys showed up to help me move too?
Yeah.
I was going on dates with them too. I just invited everyone I was dating at the time to help me move my apartment. There was like 3 dudes that I was all dating. We don't judge.
I was hoping you move against my competition.
It was just like casual dates here and there. We don't judge. I'm holding that in for like 2 years. It feels good to get that off my chest.
And I was like, no guy in his right mind would bring 3 women that he's talking to help him do anything.
Not intentionally.
Not like that. You're right.
Not
How did he play that accent? That was not forced upon him. But I'm saying that's women. Yeah. Women are bold.
That is a bold move.
Yeah.
And a bold maneuver. And I think they'll do it when it comes to things like manual labor, like moving. It's like, oh yeah, I'm calling everybody up. Let's call the whole team.
But also the confidence to think that none of those guys are
going to be like, hey, by the way,
I'm hitting that.
So y'all, you here? Because the thing is, a move ask is not a casual ask.
It's not.
So if you're there, I'm looking at you like, so y'all been friends for a minute?
Right,
or,
yes. I'm asking a question.
I'm curious because if you're willing to come up here and get sweaty lifting this dresser with me, then clearly I'm gonna
find that video. I'm going to track it down.
You have an investment in this relationship in some sort of fashion.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. But no.
So you, then I guess to parallel to this, would you ever be like, let's say you were doing a shoot, right? And you needed background talent. Right. Would you ever invite 3 girls you were talking to be background talent?
No.
In the shoot,
I would not, because you know how background is.
Yes.
They got nothing but time. They sit around and talk. I think even moving, it's like, how do you know? First question. Y'all we ain't even set up the first shot yet, and they're already on.
The first question. How do you know Hottie?
Spots blown.
You get that Metal Gear Solid? No!
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
No way. Gotta separate.
Gotcha. But you, okay. I'll tell you this. I've never been the guy doing it. I've been the guy on the receiving end. I've been the guy who my friends would be dating a girl, and then we'd be out, and I knew that was his girlfriend. I met his girlfriend, and then we'd be out, and then he'd be hooking up with trying to get at this other girl. Mm-hmm. Or they would tell me about their exploits. It was weird. It was like, it always reminded me, like, because I was always the guy who was like never doing that, and I was always friends with like good looking dudes who were always having those opportunities. So I always felt it was like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where the pirates can't taste the food anymore. So you remember he invites her to his quarters just so she can watch her eat, because he's like, I don't remember the sensation. That was the first Pirates.
Oh, I guess it's been a while.
There's a scene where he brings her to his quarters and he's just like watching her eat, and he's like, he doesn't remember the sensation of eating. And it's like, I feel like sometimes they would put me in those situations because I'd be so shocked to be like, wait, you had this girl, but you were hooking with this girl in the bathroom at some restaurant? What? And that would excite them to see my reaction. Oh,
I see.
So it was like they had an audience.
It'd be like, they had someone else to make it feel like what I'm doing is even more. I get what you mean. And in those situations, were you ever one to be like my man in the video? We ever like
the first time? No, the first time it felt too exciting to be included in this like group of guys.
The whole ruse.
Yeah, I was like,
you were a part of the heist.
Well, no, they made me feel like I was one of the guys.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're giving you the backside, inside secrets. This is you get the spoils. Here's your cut of the spoils, you know. Yeah. And I was just a part.
You get to share in the story.
Yeah, that's it, right? Mm-hmm. But the second time, I would habitually call my friend out. I'd habitually be like, dude, what you're doing is wrong. You need to stop. And I'd be like, I'd tell him, don't tell me about it. He would still tell me about it. I'd call him out. He actually ended up getting caught.
Well,
which I knew he would. And then his girlfriend contacted me. And she was kind of like asking me, and obviously I was like trying to protect him.
Sure.
But then also trying to hint at her like, you need to get out of this situation.
Yeah, you don't want to be...
He's my boy and I love him, but what he's dogging you, and I know he's dogging. I've tried to repeatedly tell him he's dogging you, and it wasn't until she caught him that I felt comfortable enough to even have that conversation with her. And thank God I didn't dog him out to her, because she ended up still staying with him. And had I been too much like, you did this and this, like it was and like...
that's the thing when it comes to feeling a certain sense of self-righteousness, to be like, I'm going to be the one to tell you about all that's going on. And it may be something that either she has a sense is going on and doesn't want to be aware of, or even if it were to come to light, she'd be like, right. And you end up being the bad guy.
Yeah, I get ostracized.
Yeah, you're the one who's on the outs for trying to do something that feels well intentioned. Yeah.
Remember that first guy I told you about? The first friend that didn't call him out?
Yeah.
His girlfriend also ended up catching him, right? Okay, this is where it gets wicked. She caught him, and so we knew her, like I knew her independent, kind of through him, but then I started like, we built our own friendship, right? After he got caught, she stopped talking to everybody in the friend group except for him. They remained friends, but then she didn't talk to any of us.
But she still talked to him.
She still talked to him.
Okay.
And I had two theories about that. I either thought it was she was mad that we all knew, and none of us told her anything, like, oh, you guys were all laughing about me, or she was embarrassed that we all knew, and none of us told her, and she was just like, I don't want to be associated. Like I feel I'm so embarrassed that this happened that I just don't want to be affiliated.
And you haven't really talked to her at all since then?
No. Like years. It's been like 6-7 years. And like I'm telling you, this is somebody I was tight with. And it was like, it kind of hurt because I was like, well, like it was that I didn't do anything because we were like, first of all, we didn't know like about the main one that he got caught on, we didn't know. But I would see him do these things habitually, dude. Like after a while, I started being like, but she was such a sweet girl.
She was. See,
that's when it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's one thing if you don't know the girl.
Yes.
But it's another thing if you know the girl and you have your own relationship with the girl.
And you want the best for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's like, that's definitely your sister.
Well, if it's my sister, it's different.
So if it's your sister.
If it's my sister, I mean, first of all.
Older sister and your boy's dogging her.
Whatever. If you dating my sister.
That's different. Okay.
It's very different.
What if it's just like a good friend?
See, and that I think it is important about, yes, the nature, because part of it goes down to like the nature of who your loyalty is to truly first, right? And if it's, your boy that you've known for longer, or, a female friend that you've been cool with and have a genuine feeling for longer. Like, I can remember in a situation where I met a friend of mine was dating someone, and we met and, got cool, kind of cultivated like a bit of a relationship. And and she kind of started like leaning into and like kind of trying to coax information out of me and kind of use me as a bit of a conduit to get the insight on what he's doing and what he's up. And I felt for her because she had, I think, genuine feelings, but at the same time, it was like, this is my guy though. Like, there's only so much I'm going to be able to present. Yeah. And as much as I feel for you, it's like, I just met you, I'm So in that way, maybe it's time you reach out to your friend.
It's one of those things where it'd be weird. It's not would be weird. It's just that it's been so long. I'm like, why? I don't like. We were tight, but we're like super duper tight. You know what I mean? It was like, the thing is, I know if I see her, there'll be love. There'll be no bad feelings. There'll be no.
It'll be one of those if you say, okay.
Oh my god! Oh my! Like it's just like we don't interact anymore. Yeah. So there's no point in reaching. It'd be more effort than it's worth. So yeah, well then there's the thought. Like I personally, if my homeboy was doing it, I wouldn't snitch on him like the guy was saying. I wouldn't snitch.
I definitely, because I have had friends who have been a bit more habitual offenders of this than others. I've had genuine conversations about certain behavior and kind of as you said, he eventually, I remember he eventually got caught up too. Yeah. It's one of those where it's.
You will get caught.
Are gonna be that bold with it? Yeah, it's there's gonna be something.
It's inevitable. You will eventually get caught. You know what I mean? You'll eventually get caught, or your conscience will eventually make you tell. And to me, when people do that, when people like have a whole relationship and then they cheat and they keep that relationship, like my philosophy is, or my belief is, if you're in a relationship and you cheat on that person, that relationship is over. Whatever happens from that moment on is a completely different relationship. So if you want to keep it thinking you're gonna have the previous relationship, you're lying to yourself. If you're gonna cheat and you're like, I'm gonna do this, and I know that when I'm done with this, I will contact my girl and be like, this is what I did, and you're gonna come clean, then I'm not gonna fault you for that. But to me, it's the people who do it and then hide it. That's where I feel like that's an extra level of deception.
It is
that
an
I'm
extra
like,
level of deception.
You know,
that's why I say, just be ethically non-monogamous and nobody has to worry about.
Yo, I don't think the world is ready for
nobody has to worry, but we're just saying we
should do a one on that, because I can't find a video on that, but I may just sit there and ask you about what is that. That's gonna be the next one we do, because I want to sit there and ask you what are the boundaries of that, because I think you said, I don't think people caught on to what you said, but you said ethnically non-monogamous. Like, that's a thing that I don't think people hear those words. That just like a word salad, but that is a thing. We have
it's a thing.
A participator of that. So maybe you could give us the lowdown on that in another video, not this one, because obviously we come to the conclusion, which is, look, I wouldn't snitch on my boy, but I would definitely tell him stop doing it. I would tell him to stop.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not when it comes down to it, the act isn't so much of it. It's the deceptive part.
It's a deceptive part. What's that Kanye bar?
What is it? So deception is the only felony.
Yeah,
but he's talking about you
I don't know what the Kanye bar is
without telling me.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's like I don't think
deception is the only thing. If you tell me about it,
not that it's gonna be okay, but that to me is the added layer of what I feel like is unethical or malicious. It's the fact that you're also lying or hiding or obfuscating or like just not talking about it. It's like, if you're gonna do it, at least have the courage to be like, hey, this is what I did, and I want to come clean and be honest with you about it. XYZ.
Yeah, see, that's the hard part.
That's the hard part. So that's our take on that.
Especially if you plan on doing it again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you're going to continue, then But that is the video. You guys put your comments down below, whatnot, engage with it, let you know your thoughts. Some people I'm going to be surprised. Some people will be fine with it. Especially in this red pill era we live in. Some men will be like, man, you got to God code, you got to speak out for your boy, blah, blah, blah. Nah. I'm not gonna snitch, but I'm also not gonna
I'm not going to abide behavior that is. It's just poor behavior. It's just poor character behavior. That's
poor character behavior. You heard it from Hot Williams. There you go.